Welcome to a mini bonus episode of Caucus After the Fall podcast. In these bonus episodes, I will be speaking with my friends and talent on the process of creating the characters for the podcast, and also how they feel about, the characters that they played and how it relates to what's going on in the world today, now that it's 6 months later in 2025, and also about the projects that they're working on. And now, with no further ado, today we'll be speaking with Shahjehan Khan. This is February 11th. I don't know what time it is, 10 a.m. and 2025. And I'm here with Shahjehan Khan.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Been a while since we did the podcast, recorded the podcast.
It has. When did we do that again?
I think it was in the summer, right? It was
It
like
was in the
August.
summer. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
been more than 6 months, maybe.
it
Is
has
that right?
been. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
finally reached puberty. It was, yeah.
Congratulations.
I think it was the catalyst. I think it just,
Yeah. I knew you could do it. You just had
Sh-
to hang in there, man.
Shahjehan, you played the character Lieutenant General Chimere Rashid.
That's
And
right.
it was so great to have you on the podcast on the last episode of Caucus After the Fall. And that obviously leads into what people expect to be season 2 of
hmm
Caucus After the Fall. Uh, Tell me, Shahjehan, what did you think of the process of playing this role, given that it wasn't scripted?
It wasn't, and it kind of was, you know what I mean? Like we had pretty extensive notes and research and, because Teja is a huge nerd, he's been working on this for, several centuries. So he had, he had, for those of you that aren't familiar, sometimes when you get jobs, it's kind of up to you to, not that I wasn't able to bring myself into it, but it's always great to have so much like prep. So, and we did a couple rehearsals, we talked about stuff, we had a couple of group meetings. So it's not that, I didn't feel unprepared in that sense. I think when people think of something that's unscripted, they think it's just, you know, we meet maybe the first time and you fucking hit record or something. So it wasn't like an improv exercise in that sense. And because the two of us actually, I was, I believe, the first or maybe one of the first folks to do it. We actually did it twice because the first time we failed so miserably. No, no, I'm kidding. The first time was more of like a practice exercise for us. And also, I think the way that the rest of the interviews were, I think, going to go for you too, if
Sure.
that's right.
Well, that
Yeah.
was more my fault, really, than
Yeah, it
anything.
was your fault. It's
Yeah,
always,
I
it's never my
appreciate
fault.
that. Well,
Yeah.
I like being faulted for a lot of
Yeah.
things. Um,
You hadn't hit puberty yet, so how could you know what
well,
you were doing?
exactly. And
Yeah.
I was waiting for that moment. And again, as I said, it was the catalyst. You were the catalyst for my hitting
Right.
puberty.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, and it's all confusing now because now I'm just a pimply teenager. It was good to work with you first because you are a consummate and awesome improv actor as well as a just an awesome dramatic actor as it is. But you are able to, in the moment, switch and come up with new ways to respond to something or embody a portion of your character that may have been hidden before. And that's something that you're able to do really well. And so you being near the beginning, I think it was the first or second,
Yeah.
it helped me understand how to do the rest of them. So I wanted to thank you for that. It was just awesome, and it's what I really love about your acting style.
Thank you so much. No, no, it was really, really a pleasure to make it happen. And it's great to know that you're working on season 2. It's always
Yeah.
good to know. I'm,
The
you
the
know, I'm in another show which we're all hoping for a season 2 also. So yeah.
Oh yeah, we could talk about that certainly. The world book that I created for all of you, how did you find that to help you? Or maybe it was too much. From what I hear from some of the other actors. It was a little too much because it's
No, no, I liked it a lot, man. And I'm a nerd too, man. Like, I went in there, I like color coded stuff. I like put people's headshots, like around the map and stuff. Like, I love stuff like that. So I don't, I think it's cool because honestly, you don't usually, unless you're like you know, in this case, yes, I was a principal cast member here, but stuff I'm used to doing where, I don't have that many projects yet where I'm like in the principal cast. So I'm used to getting sides or, one piece of something. Um, so it's cool to not only, get your piece, but it's cool to see how you fit in everything. And I think in your case, the story is so much more than each of the characters, and specifically for my character, because mine was actually technically it was the last episode in the series. So I felt like I better know my shit, like I better uh understand what, who Ian's character is or Michelle's or Rena's or so I found it enormously helpful. And anybody that tells you that's too much, they suck and you shouldn't hire them again. So
yeah,
yeah.
they should live on, I don't know, Greenland because
Yeah,
obviously soon
totally.
it's going to become part of the
Yeah,
United
yeah.
States,
Yeah, they'll
probably.
be in a the S-Lo that gets canceled from season two. Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't make the cut.
That's great. Shahjehan, given what's going on today in the world, and I don't think we need to spell it out because everyone's got their own feels about things, but
Hmm.
I am worried for you, uh, as I might be for anybody who would be perceived to be not something, to be not,
Hmm.
white American, in a world where ICE is running around and, we don't even know who they are because they may not even be actual ICE members or actual police force. Given all that's happening now, how do you how do you feel the podcast can play a role in helping us understand what to do better and also how to combat this total lawless bullshit?
Hmm. Well, obviously we have to all get super famous and then just take over the administration. Will be the new department of less efficiency, maybe. Um, no, look, I mean, what do like you have to just keep making art, man. Like what else can you do? Like yeah, I think one thing that's different now is, like you are making this thing, we're all able to make stuff. And, a lot of the other work I'm doing is happening because people with traditionally marginalized voices are not as marginalized anymore in the media world because we're making stuff and we're like
Hmm.
if the systems don't have room for us, we just like make our own. If you look like Mehdi Hassan, for example, one of my favorite journalists, uh, he was basically fired from MSNBC. I mean, I don't think he's allowed to like say that. But he made his own news network, and like that's what he does. And it's like, so like instead of trying to cater to other audiences, now we can make our own thing. That being said, it's absolutely terrifying when like real shit is happening, like in the first whatever month of this administration, the amount of things that have like, I mean, literally just like what the assholes said they would do, they're doing and more. Now we have like a Department of Faith and just it's a mix of both. It's like it's a horror show and it's also an opportunity to just like make the best stuff you've ever made. And like that's literally all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that the relevance and the connection to some of the details in Caucus after the fall are they're seem to be coming true
Hmm.
in many ways. The ability for a non-US citizen to take over our economy in the way that he thinks is
Hmm.
going to be right, including digital Coinbase
Hmm.
and all that. We're at, and then also supporting the idea of,
As long as he can hack into my student loans and just get rid of those, like I'm down.
oh
So,
no, that just happened this
yeah.
morning.
Okay, good. Good,
Yeah,
good, good.
yeah. You don't owe anything to anybody anymore.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
I
on
mean,
board.
you lost your soul. I don't know if you noticed that, but
It's cool. It was, I mean, the price was worth it. So
this truly is it is.
my soul was worth $72,000.
Oh, I was always wondered what a soul would cost. How much does it weigh?
$72,000.
Right,
72. Yeah.
I finally understand. And also, how much does it weigh? I always wanted to know, does it, like, do you go by pounds
10
or
stone,
ounces?
10 stone.
That is great. That is great. Yeah, no, and because of the work that you've done too through your podcast and being who you are in the world, racially, ethnically, religiously, culturally, you have such a pronounced forward-moving, positive effort and communication about, just the dynamics of who you are in the world, right?
hmm
And you talk about it and you promote it and you are proud of it. You're a musician and you're an actor and art, certainly pushing your art forward, but there's also an underlying need for fight to survive
hmm
and politics. And that comes out in your art as well,
hmm
in the way you carry yourself. Um, do you find that that's more today and than it was maybe 2 years ago? And then also, what is it about the character that you played, um, Chimere Rashid, General Chimere Rashid, that you were able to take some of that and put into that character?
In terms of the first part of the question, no, if you look at, you know, my history over the past 20 years, I've been doing this since I was 19. So I've actually, there's films, there's albums, there's, um, lawsuits, there's like all sorts of stuff in the ether of the internet about my activism. So this is nothing new for me. Maybe it's just it's more common for people like me to be putting stuff out there. Maybe that, and I don't even know if I should say that because people have done stuff before me. So no, that part's not new. Um, in terms of what it brought to the character specifically, yeah, I mean specifically, I would say the last 9 to 10 years from the first Trump years and stuff like. Um, See, and look, like the generation before us had, Back to the Future too, or like the 90s, whenever Idiocracy came out and stuff. So again, these are like these ideas and fears are not new. It's just maybe the ferocity and the immediacy of like having stuff in your face and kind of on the one hand being able to see things happening right in front of you because you're so it's so impossible to not be plugged in on a daily basis. Like we have apps that try to get us to fucking be on our phones less because it's just terrible for your mental health. But then at the same time, you got to like be there to like know what the next crazy thing is because it might literally affect you when you're trying to like drive on the road or something. Um, I mean, in terms of the General Rashid, I think that I don't have like military experience, in that sense, but like I saw him as kind of a wise person who had just like seen a lot of shit, and that was the part that I could relate to in the sense that like, look, I'm 41. When I first like started to get like super quote unquote political or activist, I was probably 20. The wear and tear that sort of takes on you as a human being over the years, like outside of just the normal like aging process, just having a hindsight view and also just like being afraid of what's to come, but also like knowing that you have to live in the day and that you are all of these, different things that exist within you at all times. And also the journey that he goes on, or that the both of us together, the reporter and the general kind of go through. If you read the history of this fucking country and like all the reasons for lots of our wars and stuff. yes. I
Yeah,
think,
I totally get it, and things do take a toll on one who is a social activist like myself, as you are. I've been
yeah.
a social
And your
activist.
work, I mean, dude, are you kidding? Like, how are you doing?
I'm not doing
Like,
well at
this is
all.
your whole job.
I am not doing well. It is the attack on the work that I've been doing for 30 years
Yeah.
is it has taken a tr very dramatic toll on me. I've often recently thinking, should I just get out of this? Because I'll leave this up to the younger generation.
Mm,
I've worked so hard to at least be a part of a small part of an effort to make the world a better place. And then it's
yeah.
just thrown in the garbage. It's
Yeah.
just thrown in the garbage. It's given a bad name when
Yeah.
there's nothing bad about what we do.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not doing okay. But
Okay.
I get much of that frustration out in creating art, just like you said. This
Yeah.
is what we do. This is what we do. And this is how we do
Yeah.
it. Someone could say subversively, but it's not. It's overt. It's right out there.
Yeah.
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 This is playing in 63 countries.
Yeah.
63 countries. And it's growing every day. It clearly the world wants to know what's going to happen and what happened before. And so I just appreciate that people like a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So given that, and knowing the type of characters y that you've done, and also the character you played in Caucus After the Fall, what are you doing these days that really gets you excited? What are you working on these days?
My biggest and most exciting project yet. It is a show dropping on Hulu on March 6th called Delhi Boys. It is about a Pakistani American crime family. It's hilarious. There's so many crazy cool actors in it. I'm in like 7 episodes. I still can't believe it's real. We just had a little soft premiere at Sundance. We're having a couple more. But yeah, that's the big thing. And also the bands I play with are working on two records simultaneously. My old band from 20 years ago, the start of my activism, is actually just had a crazy cool reunion at the end of last year.
Hmm.
We actually got asked by a UK label to put out some new music this year, so we're gonna do that. So yeah, man, my art life is pretty thriving. So, and I'm getting bigger, cooler auditions for stuff. So, that stuff comes and goes, like we'll see. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm very excited about what might come. Hopefully, I won't have to leave the country. That's all like literally in the back of your mind, it's there,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck did he do yesterday? He's like, "Yeah, I'm going to take over the Ken." Like I played at the Kennedy Center, man.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
does that mean if he's in charge, then I could never do that again? Like I could not foresee if they're in charge of that place that like Muslim punk band would ever play there again. You know what I mean? So like you, obviously I'm pretty terrified, but I'm also kind of waiting to see like what we're all gonna do about it.
If we were to invade the capital,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Isn't this a planning meeting?
I think so.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad you're in your bunker.
Totally. I mean, literally, if I turn, you can see where I am.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Shahjehan. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
Look forward to working with you on season 2 of Caucus After the Fall. And we'll talk soon.
Sound good.
All right. Take care.
All right, man.
This was a bonus episode of Caucus After the Fall podcast. We look forward to having you join us for season 2. Please go to entertainingdiversity.com/media. For more information on Shahjehan, please look at the podcast notes. Thank you for listening.